So you can see the pictures which were related to temperature, time, measurements, etc. Now let's see what is time. Time is a duration of events and the intervals between them. You can notice someone are saying fortnight. What is fortnight? A fortnight is 2 weeks or 14 days. You might have seen your friend saying wait a moment. What is that moment? It's nothing but 1 by 1/40th of an hour or 1.5 minutes. So time is a measure of duration of events and the intervals between time. Now let's see what is temperature. Temperature is the measure of hotness or coldness of the body. SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. What are the other units of temperature? It is degree Celsius or Fahrenheit. Now let's see some of the prefix. What do you mean by prefix? Prefix is nothing but which is added in front of the names. Symbols placed before the unit to specify the order of the magnitude of the quantity. Very large quantity we use kilo, very small quantities we use milli. Example, kilometer. Example, milligram. These are some of the prefix which we use in our daily life. 10 to the power 24, it is called as iota. 10 to the power 6, it is called as mega. It is given, when it is given in minus, it is denoted that they are very smaller units. 10 to the power minus 1 deci, 10 to the power minus 2 centi, 10 to the power minus 3 milli, 10 to the power minus 6 micro. It is represented by the symbol mu. 10 to the power minus 9 nano, 10 to the power minus 12 pico, 10 to the power minus 15 fermito, 10 to the power 18 atto, 10 to the power minus 21 zepto, 10 to the power minus 24 yocto. Now let's see the rules and conventions for writing SI units and the symbols. Usually, why do we follow certain rules while traveling in a road? It is nothing but we have to travel or ride safely. So, we are going to see some of the rules for writing the symbols. First one, the units named after scientists are not written with the capital initial letter. For example, Newton, Henry, Watt, these should be written in a small letters. Second, the symbols of the units named after scientists should be written by a capital letter. That is, Newton, we have to use the capital N. Henry, we have to use capital H, and for Watt, we have to use capital W. Small letters are used as symbols for units not derived from a proper noun. For example, M for meter, kg for kilogram. No full stop or other punctuation mark should be used within or at the end of the symbols. For example, 50 meter and not as 50 meter, at the end we should not keep any full stop. The symbols of the units do not take plural forms. Whether it may be 1 kilogram or 10 kilogram, it has to be denoted in a singular form, such as 10 kilogram should be written as 10 kilogram and not as 10 kilograms. When temperature is expressed in Kelvin, the degree sign is omitted. For example, when we write 273, it is enough to write only 273 Kelvin and not as 273 degree Kelvin. If expressed in Celsius scale, degree sign is to be added. For example, when we are writing as 100 degree, when you are writing in Celsius, it has to be presented as 100 degrees Celsius and not as without any degree 100 Celsius. Use of solidus is recommended only for indicating a division of one letter unit symbol by another unit symbol. Solidus is nothing but a partition-like symbol. Not more than one solidus should be used. For example, meter per second or meter per second, we should not use more than one solidus. Some space is always to be left between the number and the symbol of the unit and also between the symbol for compounds units such as force, momentum, etc. For example, it is not correct to write 2.3 meter. The correct representation is 2.3 meter semicolon kilogram ms to the power minus 2 and not as kilogram ms to the power minus 2. Only accepted symbol should be used. For example, ampere is represented as capital A and not as AMP or AM. Any short form should not be used. 10th one, numerical value of any physical quantity should be expressed in scientific notation. For example, density of mercury is 1.36 into 10 to the power 4 kg meter minus 3 and not as 13,600 kilogram meter per power minus 3. Now let's see about vernier caliper. What is vernier caliper? It is nothing but it is used to measure the diameter of an spherical object. We can measure the length by using scale, whereas for spherical object, imagine a ball, we cannot measure the diameter easily with the help of the scale. So we need another instrument for measuring these objects. There comes the use of vernier caliper. It has two jaws, internal and external jaws. The lower jaws are used to measure the external diameter and the upper jaws are used to measure the internal diameter. The vernier caliper consists of two scales, that is the main scale and a vernier scale. The vernier caliper consists of a long steel scale graduated in centimeter and millimeter called main scale. To the left end of the main scale, an upper end and a lower end are fixed perpendicular to the bar. These are named as fixed jaws. To the right of the fixed jaws, a slider with an upper and a lower movable jaw is fixed. The slider can be moved or fixed to any position using a screw. The vernier scale is marked on the slide and it moves along with the movable jaws and the slider. The lower jaws are used to measure the external dimension. The upper jaws are used to measure the internal dimension of the object. You can see a thin bar attached to the right side of the vernier scale, which is used to measure the depth of the hollow objects. Usage of vernier caliper. The first step in using the vernier caliper is to find out its least count, range and zero error. What is least count? Least count is equal to value of one smallest main scale division divided by total number of vernier scale division. Least count is equal to 1 millimeter divided by 10, that is equal to 0.1 millimeter, or when we convert into centimeter, 0.01 centimeter. We can see the working of a vernier caliper, which is measuring a spherical object. Next, going on for zero error, there are two types of error in a vernier caliper. It is positive error and negative error. How can we calculate the zero error? If there is no error in the vernier caliper, it is termed as zero error. Unscrew the slider and move it to the left such that both the jaws touch together. So zero error may be positive zero error or negative zero error. If the zero of the vernier shifted to the right of the main scale, it is called as a positive error. If it is shifted to the left of the zero of the main scale, then the error is called as negative. You can imagine a diagram, or you can see a diagram in the slide given, that the zero of the main scale coincides with the zero of the vernier scale. This determines that there is no zero error. Going on for digital vernier caliper. Digital vernier caliper is as a digital display on the slider. It calculates and displays the measured value. The user need not manually calculate the least count or zero error, etc. It is an advanced vernier caliper.